Welcome back to the Podcast Chronicles. I am one of your hosts, Ronny.
I'm Chaz.
And we are just throwing a whole wrench into the plan. We're still going to do Made in Abyss Part 2. We still have that one for you. But we've got to cover the thing that's sweeping the world. Let them hear about it, chat.
The Squid Games.
And guess what? You know what I realized as I was taking some notes?
What?
It's just Squid Game.
Yes, the Squid Games.
Mm-hmm. Squid Game.
It's just, wait, you're telling me it's not the Squid Games?
I'm telling you it's a Squid Game.
Wow. I've been bamboozled this entire time.
I know. Well, now I'm contemplating. It might be the Squid Game, but it's definitely not games like you like to do, okay? Tell the people, because you were on this pretty early, and of course, naturally, here's what I think is going on right now. We're covering this the only way that we could cover it. It swept the world by its feet, and in the Netflix format, everyone watched it in 3 days, and no one has talked about it for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I mean, it's been slightly mouthed about, but that's the thing about Netflix. It does go quick, but when you have like the number one show, it won't fade away as fast as the others.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but I do feel like it has faded quickly. But you know what? We don't care, because guess what? Loved it.
Loved it.
And
it's a classic in the making.
Basically what we're going to do, I've got brief outlines of the episodes. We're going to go through this thing. It should be a multi-episode extravaganza.
We got a maintenance man.
Yeah, we have so here in the studio, the lights for some reason don't work. The outlets work, but the lights have quit working.
Yep. The light of love is keeping us afloat right now.
And so, yeah, at the moment, how would you describe the lighting?
Very homoerotic.
Yeah, very erotic is also what I would say. I don't like looking into your eyes when the light's like this. I feel a little uncomfortable.
We have a lamp on the ground, the carpet ground, that is kind of like glistening into Ronnie's eyes, and it's just...
And you already like you've already complimented my eyes a few times.
Yeah,
and I appreciate
it's alarming. It's very alarming.
Basically what you're saying is if there's a lamp on the ground, usually there's some people kissing.
Yes.
And we are not doing that. We'll see how the podcast goes. So let's start this off some basic things. When did you watch this?
I watched this literally the second day it was out on Netflix, whenever that was.
Second day? Mm-hmm. Because your dumbass roommate Kyle,
home alone, bored.
Yeah.
It literally had aired the day before, and while he was working, he's like, you know what, I'm going to watch one.
That guy is consuming so much television, it's alarming.
So it was actually pretty wild because we kind of binged it before it really, I mean, it blew up as soon as it came out, but we binged it before it really got into the masses.
You were a couple days ahead of it, and then I was pretty much right in the middle of the rush.
Which, I mean, either way, though, it was still pretty freaking huge. But I will say this, though. The chick, I've told multiple people.
We'll call her a lady.
The CHICK, what is her name? Hongjeon?
Don't do that.
That's her real name, Hongjeon.
Oh, okay.
Her real name is Hongjeon.
Hey, well, one thing's for sure, don't act like I know that. Okay.
I followed her on Instagram when she had less than 1 million followers, and she now has about 30 million.
You think she remembers you?
Well, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
I thought, 900,000 followers, she might see this like.
You're going to send her something, and she'd be like, oh, wait, are you 997,632? And you'd be like, yeah.
I did DM her, I will admit.
How'd it go?
No response yet, but she's still looking through all of her DMs.
I think we both watched this in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And overall thoughts?
My overall thoughts were, I thought the second half of the show kind of faded a little bit for me.
Okay.
Not that it was bad. I just didn't think it was as strong as the first half, but I thought overall it was a great TV show.
Yeah, I did too. I definitely got sunk into it, and I can kind of see where you're talking about the second half. I'm excited to talk about it because I think for me, it's just different. There's certain parts that I have questions about that I want to get into. We should say there's going to be spoilers right up front. If you have not watched all of it, don't listen to this podcast because from episode 1, we will be discussing things that happened in episode 9 because we got to analyze this. For example, it's starting right now. If you haven't watched all of it, click off.
Click it.
We got to analyze The Old Man.
Yes. And what is his name?
I'm Il Nam, I think.
Il Nam.
We're gonna do the best we can with these names.
I respect them. That's a Vietnam route. Vietnam was back in the olden days. You always assume people are old if they served in Nam.
Yeah.
So they named him Il Nam because he's also ill. He's also got an illness. So it.
Okay. Yep. I didn't like the lazy joke, but then the ill part, I kind of brought me around to it. I like calling him the old man because honestly, that's what he was for a long time. We didn't get his name. We didn't get his name until right there at the very end.
Or number one.
So obviously that reveal at the end was crazy. And I know for a fact that as soon as it happened, I started thinking, how Ronny is. My mind worked into the overdrive. I was thinking about all the past events. Yep. And I knew for a fact they do a lot in the show that kind of set it up. For example, from the very first day, I was like, okay, this guy's number one.
Number one, yep.
That's like the biggest thing. We'll talk about some other things.
And I was going to say, I suspected it from the beginning.
All the way through?
I'm just kidding. No, I did not suspect it from the beginning at all. I was definitely thrown off. And then it did click, though. As soon as it happened, I was like, wow, I can't believe I missed some of the things. But there definitely was not a moment in like the first few episodes where I was like, oh, this guy he is definitely.
Right. They do a great job, and I would say 85% of it's fair. I felt like there was 15% that I want to talk about because I'm like, okay, how exactly does this work?
Okay.
So let's get into it. Episode 1, red light, green light. We see Gihan. This guy's down so badly. Yeah. He's betting on horses, which just I don't understand horse betting.
The fact where he got to his horse betting was stealing his poor old mother's credit card out of the cupboard.
We've all been there.
And first off, I don't know if this is a Koreanized thing or whatever, but they're eating on the floor, and to me that's just like.
Yeah, you keep bringing this up. Is that not a thing that Asian cultures do? I think they're not just eating on the floor. They have a little platform. They sit very majestically.
But did he bet the table? That's what I want. I
don't think he bet the table. Okay. All right. I think you need to culture up.
Either way, they're down badly at their apartment complex place. But yeah, you know that you are in some serious trouble when you're betting on horses.
Or how about when you're signing contracts and bloody thumbprints?
That's probably another good sign. But here's the thing with horse betting: you're either a very, very rich, prominent person betting on horses. Or you were down so bad.
You were the deepest.
There's no in between. Yeah,
you've got a problem. Hey, what is the maintenance man fucking doing? Is he playing videos?
I don't know.
He hadn't fixed the lights yet, and so I'm still looking into your eyes with a glisten. There's a glisten in your eye.
It's all right.
You look okay tonight. You look decent. So he gets a present for his daughter. It's a gun. No. This is the first question I got.
The gift out of the claw machine.
The claw machine, yeah. You famously got a NCAA 2014 through a claw machine, right?
I did. Well, it wasn't claw. It was it was when the buttons
blue
go
square.
Across.
Yeah. So you know what?
So good at that.
So guess what? We can stop talking about it because you didn't get it from a claw game, so therefore not impressive.
Oh no, it's more impressive.
No, it's definitely not that impressive. All you did was hit a button. Claw game. We all know this. They're scams.
The button game. Once you get to the end of the button game,
and we don't have to talk about the button game.
But yeah, it's that hand-eye coordination that I like to talk about. Okay, keep going.
Best episode with the claw video game comes from SpongeBob Chronicles coming soon. Yep. Be the claw. You got to be the claw. The kid was the claw. Got him the gift box, which is risky to begin with. When you're in a claw machine, you see stuffed animals, and you're trying to get things for your young daughter. Bold move to be like, you know what? I'm getting the box that I have no clue what's in it, and in this case, it was a gun. Why does the gift box look like the Squid box?
It does, but you forgot to mention it's a lighter. Pretty cool.
Yeah, right. It is a lighter.
He pressed it, and it was a lighter.
Thank God you got me on that one, because that would have been embarrassing. So do you make anything of this Squid box?
To me, that was just like an Easter egg. It wasn't. It could be a part of. I don't know. I just treat it as like an Easter egg.
I guess it was just so weird because they show you see the death boxes later, and the fact that it's the same exact packaging, it's just kind of weird. The maintenance man could not do it.
I need more tools. I
Don't-
couldn't tell.
Don't you hate that?
I think what the problem is that light down there. I think it either has a bad connection or something's fried, making all these not able
And that was electrician work with Trav. All right.
Okay.
So, what do you think of this envelope flipping game? I'm undecided. To me, it looks real stupid.
It does, and it looks like it could be really easy. I feel like I could knock that shit out.
No way. You think it's easy?
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult.
What, dude? You just throw something at the ground and hope it flips over? Yeah. Easy as
I think
cake.
you're a fool. It looks real stupid. No one has ever looked cool playing this game.
I do not agree with that whatsoever. Ji-hong, he does not look cool playing it, but the other guy from Parasite, he looks like a real man.
He looks like
playing
he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't look cool doing it.
I think he looks cool, that suit and everything. By the way, he was a tremendous actor in Parasite, if you've ever seen that.
Now that, we all know this, is a film, capital F.
Yes, it is.
Capital Film film. But I do, with this game, if you started, you wouldn't be able to stop me until I successfully did it. Also, I feel that way. So he ends up getting the card, goes home, tale as old as time.
Yeah, you would look so stupid playing that game.
Okay, he can't provide for his daughter. I'd beat you. Mom is tired of his bullshit. He signs up for a round of Squid games. All right. They knock him out with gas in the car. Obviously, very pro move. If you're taking someone to a deserted island, you've got to knock him out with gas.
Yeah, and they're just wearing a gas mask, the drivers, which is pretty risky. What if there's a little hole in it? Operation's done. Think about that.
Right. Operations. There's many things that could go wrong in this situation. You know, they've got to put that gas mask on early.
And
You get a couple seconds of breathing in that before it didn't knock you out right away. You could get in that gas mask.
Here's kind of my hypotheses. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the local policemen are not in on this stuff, but I think the higher up government in Korea kind of knows that this type of stuff goes on, and they turn a blind eye to it, and that's how they kind of get away with it. I mean, that's how a lot of crime is gotten away with, is higher ups or just either paid off or something. But I feel like they definitely have to know something's going on, because they drive around and literally pick up so many people. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you think there's they're just on street corners. Surely Korea has some street cameras.
Which crimes hidden in plain sight is kind of like the way to do it. You make it so obvious that you wouldn't think it's a crime.
Right.
But
no, I agree. And it'd also be interesting to see how big of a diameter we're talking about that they're picking these people up in.
yeah.
Because it seems relatively, not too far. It's not like you put it in, United States terms. I feel like they're getting them all from one state. I don't think they're going out of state.
It literally seems like they're all getting them from, Atlanta. A big city.
True. So he awakes in, if he was not fighting for life and death, would be the most awesome room to have a sleepover in for one night, until you actually tried to go to sleep and people didn't shut up. Way too crowded, you know?
Way too many people. I personally don't like sleeping with that many people near me.
Yeah, but that's why I said one sleepover night. If you were with some buddies, you'd have some fun.
No, not that many people.
Well, you don't have that many friends, so I can see why.
Well, no one has that many friends.
You know, you could play manhunt and dodgeball and stuff like that, but you'd be sitting in a corner because you're a loser and you don't understand
what
fun.
I'd be doing? I'd be counting
and you'd be telling scary stories. This room would be great for a large game of Duck, Duck, Goose. By the way, Season 2, Squid Game, Duck, Duck, Goose. Gonna be in there.
Musical chairs.
Duck, Duck, Goose. It's better than musical chairs. Okay?
I'll agree on that.
Thank you. There's not a good place to sleep in here. If you're on the top bunk, you're way too high. And then if you're anything underneath that, there's the danger of this some of this equipment being faulty and getting squished.
Yeah, I would pick the top just in case I fell.
But what is the most epic part of this room to you?
The walls.
Try again.
The bigness. The lighting. Of course it's the lighting. Come on. We all knew that.
All right, 3 guesses, and never once did he mention the entire jackpot ball in the middle of hanging in the middle of the room, or
dude.
the live countdown of people.
Didn't know we already got there. It's a giant piggy bank.
Gosh, the wall. He limped in with the walls.
Well, they got okay. When the giant piggy bank drops, that's 100% the coolest thing because it's a pig in a bank.
That's not a piggy bank. You're not doing good so far. You're not.
It is definitely a pig.
It's not a pig.
Yeah, dude, I swear on Squid Game.
You think it's a pig?
It is a piggy bank.
No, it is not. It is a spear, you dunce.
Dude, it is a pig, and we're gonna
You are a.
our maintenance man is gonna
dunce.
look that up right now.
Hey, you ever see those cartoons where they have one of those pointy hats and they put it on the kid's head and the hat says dunce? Just
Yeah.
sit in the corner and wear one of those. Ridiculous. This guy
Dude,
thinks
it's a pig.
It's not a pig.
It really is. Just
Show
I'm not
it.
kidding.
Show it to me. Show it to me.
It's a spherical pig. I'm not kidding.
Toss it over.
Look at the face. I know what you mean. It definitely is not. It's a pig. It's a pig.
All right, that's hilarious. It's a pig.
I know what you mean, though. It does not. It doesn't.
It's
give,
too spherical to be a pig.
I told you it's a spherical.
It needs to be
pig.
more oblonged, and everyone knows that. The people who didn't think it was a pig, they said it's because it wasn't oblong enough. So you know what? You win some, you lose some. I'll wear the dunce hat because the dunce hats aren't real anyway. Have you ever seen a dunce hat? What is a dunce hat?
I don't know.
That was never a thing. It's a cartoon thing.
Whatever hat you were talking about earlier.
So we go to play the first game, and to get there, we've got to go through a place that makes the moving staircases at Hogwarts look like nothing. What is this Willy Wonka bullshit?
It's 100% Willy Wonka. That's all I thought of the entire time was Oompa Loompas just dancing around.
People who do parkour saw this place and splooged in their pants.
I would love to indulge in some mushrooms and go through this place.
They'd be like, wow, I can make so many cool jumps there.
Yeah.
That's what they
So
say,
many
right?
cool jumps.
I could have a
I
sick
could
run.
jump off so many walls here.
And I say that, and I don't like the way I'm saying that because I've watched so many parkour videos. This guy's very talented. And they would love this place.
You're a parkour guy.
Well, I'm not a parkour guy. Have you seen me? Can't jump up 2 steps, more or less a staircase. So we see the front man for the first time, and very cool design. Don't you think?
I think all of the masks / helmets are very intriguing.
They are awesome via simplicity.
Yes.
You know
That is
I
what
mean?
makes them so good.
So simple, they're great. And we play some red light, green light. Give me your thoughts, Chad.
Well, I know a lot of people got spoiled into this.
Mm-hmm.
I did not, obviously, because it just came out, and my roommate literally said, hey, do you know anything about this? And I said, no. I was like, what the hell is a Squid Game?
Yeah.
He goes, just watch it.
Which, can I say for you, good question.
Okay, thank you.
Good work by you. Good question.
And then he said, just watch it. I'm not going to tell you a single thing over it. So I was like, okay. So I watched this thinking, oh, wow, he's about to just bet for money. And then literally when the death started happening, I was very starstruck. Was not expecting that at all. I thought this was going to be like I expected probably a little darker show because that's what my dumbass roommate Kyle likes.
Right.
But I wasn't expecting from the get-go that type of madness.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. For the few people who didn't know anything going into the show, it would have been, hey, what are you doing?
Sorry.
115 episodes. That's how many episodes we've done. And he's still playing with an aluminum can. I knew a little bit going into it. It still slapped hard.
Slaps very hard.
It's the perfect game one.
Yes.
Like, yeah, arguably, and we can get into this, some of the other games are better or like more interesting, but which
For the first game.
I mean, they put thought into it. They know that it's the perfect game out of all the games, but
Especially because with how many people start at the beginning.
and the mechanics are not very forgiving at all. And the girl doll shooting people is as big of a dick as my 5th grade arch nemesis Mac Fitzgerald. Fuck you, Mac. Like, we're just playing a game, dude. Stop taking it so seriously. That's what this little girl is doing.
We used to have a guy named Tryhard Tristan.
You had to try hard Tristan?
Yeah, that was his name, Tryhard Tristan.
Yeah, I had Mac Attack. Is what he tried to call himself, but I didn't like that because it was kind of a cool nickname, and I hated him. He's my nemesis. I shoved his head into a bookcase one time.
Wow.
Yeah, and we broke a slide. Stories for another day. Anyway, that's what this girl is, because some people are barely moving, and there is no grace period.
There's not at all, dude. It's honestly, if the what do you even call it? Is it like a Dora character type thing?
And what are you talking about?
The girl.
Oh, it's just
She kind of looks like Dora.
First of all, she didn't look like Dora at all.
Well, I mean, she does. If Dora had piggy tails.
I'm a little uneasy right now after the piggy bank fiasco, but I don't feel like she looks like Dora at all. I think she looks like a scary doll that my grandma would love.
And that's why I don't like dolls. Is because of this lady right here.
And it's obviously the turning of the head.
It's the turning of the head.
The body doesn't move, the head turns.
But you are right, though. This camera is faulty. The AI has not advanced enough.
In the eyes? What about the eyes?
That's what I was talking about. The camera in the eyes is not advanced enough to properly see who is moving forward and who's not. Because like you said, some people are like kind of shaking, but since the camera's moving all around, it doesn't get them. And then others, it's just like, oh, you're done. You're out.
Yeah. And not to mention, there's so many guns, so many angles, yes. But when the chaos happens, there's 100% a few people who did not move a muscle, and they took an L in this one, and I feel sorry for them. I'm thinking about it.
Because you could just push them forward. You really could.
Well, not only that, think about the mass chaos that happened and how people were getting mowed down. Some person was playing the game right, but they were near the back of the pack, and they came into path of the bullet.
That's true.
There's just no way it didn't happen. And I wish they would have shown me, because I would have liked to have a moment of silence for them, but alas, we did not get that opportunity. I did like the strategy of hiding behind others.
That was a great strategy because they caught on to the camera, whatever
Yeah.
thing.
Like, I'm very slim, very fit, so I would probably just kind of be like staying behind people the whole way.
Yeah.
You know?
Just kind of glued to them.
Yeah.
Following their every move. No, I think what I would do, and I'm not even kidding, I would try to get to the far side as much as possible. If I could get to like the left side wall, where I know no one's like, and I would go sideways. I would do a karaoke. Okay. So I've got the wall behind me, and I've got people in front of me. That way, no one can push me. I know if they're about to push me.
Right.
And then I'm good at dancing, so I can just do the left like karaoke.
Which honestly, at this point, it's taking everyone aback. They don't have time to think about it. There's not much pushing going on. Saibyok was the only one she was going to push the bully, and she didn't. So, the game finished. What was the favorite part of you for the game?
When the dude in the very beginning saw his buddy die, and he started running back, and he gets shot. And the blood goes all over. Oh, no. The old man.
The old
man smiling.
Yeah, another clear point. You can go back in episode 1 and be like, oh, yeah, this is the guy. Because he is loving every minute of it.
When he does his like hop stops, that was just amazing.
So we zoom out, see that they're on an island. This is not a good situation. Episode 2, Hell. This episode was probably my least favorite.
It definitely was. Basically, there was no games or anything going on.
I think it would be better on a rewatch because there is some stuff here. Even the first time through, while it wasn't as entertaining, it's needed.
Yeah, it definitely is needed, but
it's just not as exciting, but it definitely helps pay off things later. We open up on them incinerating the bodies.
Yep.
Efficient.
That's how you get rid of the evidence.
And they have the vote. And this was really cool, too, because at the moment I'm thinking, just in show purposes, I'm like, oh, no way they leave. Like, we're in the show now. So when it comes down to the man, I thought the whole thing, we did all this and we know, like, oh, this guy's sick. He's dying.
So he's gonna
stay,
not? Yeah.
So I was genuinely surprised when he's like, oh, leave. I'm like, oh, dang, okay, I guess we are leaving.
And then I thought he was going to click leave, and they weren't actually going to let them leave.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they did let him leave kind of took me off guard, too.
So then the question is, why? Why did he vote to leave?
I think he voted to leave to show he's. Are you talking about from now that we know what happens at the end? I think he voted to leave to show that it's almost in like not an evil, cynical way, but he wanted to show that they really have no meaning in their life and that they were going to come back either way.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to prove that point.
I agree. I think he knows that a lot of people are coming back. But then it's interesting because then it almost seems like maybe he would want to force a way for them to all have to leave. Like he's leaving it up to chance. But I guess he also gets the same satisfying moment if they're all like right out the gates they want to stay.
Yeah. By the way, what are you voting if you're the last guy right there?
If I'm the last guy?
Yeah.
I mean...
If you're down so badly.
At that moment, you're like, oh yeah, get me out of there. But I'm also not in those shoes. Like... Yeah. That's the crazy thing, and we can get more into it once they go back, but when you think about it, this could totally happen if you could get all of the moving parts going.
100%. There is definitely enough people down so badly in this world to do this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say in this world, in this city that we're in.
There's a lot of people down badly. So they get dropped off. Some of the highlights here, Song-woo gives Ali money. Gi-hun goes to the cops.
How does Song-woo have money to give Ali?
Yeah, I guess he owes so much that you still have money.
Yeah.
And but you don't have enough to pay off, so you just like spend it when you can.
Well, now that I think about it, that was a dumb question. There's been people in my life that owe me money and just spend spend money without even thinking about.
That's awkward with Travis sitting here doing maintenance work. No need to call him out like that. He'll get you your money, don't worry. And then the two old friends run into each other, being Gi-hun and Song-woo. Small world, you know?
Very small world.
Small world. Gi-hun's mom is in the hospital, and we meet Jun-ho, who overhears Gi-hun and looks for his brother who has gone missing.
Did he say his brother's in college, though? What am I missing right here?
Well, he's definitely not in college. Or, I mean, maybe he's in college. He's not college age, but, get your degrees when you can, people. So, no, here's what my take was. Because this was one of obviously, we know his brother turns out to be the front man. And when they first revealed it, I didn't like it because I was like, how? Because I took it as he went missing this was the first time he went missing.
For like 3 weeks, and all of a sudden he's the front man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I rewatched it, and he does. Jun-ho kind of leaves a voicemail to his mom, and he almost makes it seem like his brother has done this quite often in the past. And almost like maybe they've reconnected a bit recently. So this time he's going to look for him. But he's like, I'll call some of the people who know where he disappears to from every now and then. Because, he goes over to a nice little apartment.
Studio, college-sized apartment. It looks like a college dorm room. Is what it looks like.
I don't even... yeah. Some dorm room. This thing is tiny.
Yeah, it looks like a small college dorm room is what I equated it to.
That's obviously me and you both. We were in college dorm rooms a lot, doing our studies.
Having multiple sexes with women.
Yeah. Getting degrees. So many. How many degrees do we have? A lot, I'll tell you. Don't bother counting them up.
Good. I was pulling out my phone to calculate.
Don't worry about it. In his apartment, he finds the Squid gift box with the Squid card. And this is kind of where I think you could start to put together pieces like, oh, this guy... I think that's why you probably think, oh, he's playing the game now. But you maybe could also be like, oh, he's played this game before.
Before, yeah. And we're going to get back into spoilers again. In this later episode, it does show that he was a participant earlier on, right?
Yeah, we'll get to that in depth. Sabyuk has a little brother who lives in a foster home, correct? Is that what's going on? And Ali goes to try and collect his money from his job, which ends into a bloody mess. That was kind of a crazy
That was
scene.
gnarly. And he's a fine gentleman, too. That's what I like about this guy. I thought, for some reason, I got some weird vibes from him at first. I was like, this is not a good guy. But
Ali?
Yeah.
Like he was
Ali.
kind of,
I was like, this guy's pretty scummy. And then when you see that right there, you're like, oh, wow, he's just dealing with... He's like a normal, everyday citizen. He's dealing with a shitty boss.
It's the scummy boss, yep. So then Song-woo tries to come clean to his mom, but he can't do it. And then 5 seconds later, the Korean FBI comes up to her looking for him.
Yeah.
Which was sad to see, she had this great image of her son. And
Is
turns
that what
out
they're
he's a
called, the
sleazebag.
Korean FBI?
Probably not.
Okay.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So was there a need for that?
A need for what?
To try and clarify whether or not their name was
Well, I just
Korean
wanted
FBI?
to double check because it's like it's a secret agency. You don't want to... You can't just tread lightly on those.
Right, yeah.
It's like me calling the FBI the federal crime seekers.
Yep.
That's not what they're called.
Uh-huh. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Gihan runs into the old man, Il Nam. Was this truly a coincidence or no? What say you? Yeah, I definitely think it's planned. He's in poor mode.
He's in poor mode, but why does he seek out him, though?
I think it's just the fact he made one connection in the time that they were there, and even when he's out of the game, he's in the game, and he wants to go see this guy's life, make sure he's gonna go back, or maybe when he was in there, he felt like he wasn't going back, and he just took special interest in this one, and wanted to try and convince him to come back. Do you think Gihan goes back if not for talking to him?
Probably not. But let's just say this: the old man is adorable.
He's adorable.
Okay.
And I told you I watched probably 80% of this in sub, probably more than that. But when I was eating, I would turn on, and you can open it.
Okay.
And
I watched 80% of this live action film in sub, but the other was in dub, and it was... God, the voices just matched up perfect.
just because you're addicted to subtitles does not mean you have to criticize some of us who
Look, here's me.
like to put food in their mouth and stay engaged.
Here, this is me. I'm one of the dub actors. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Did you see that guy get shot with the gun?
And you're not wrong. But what I will say, I love the old man dub guy.
Which is a little strange
Love
to
him.
me.
Love him.
I say that's a little strange. Haven't even heard the old man's dub actor, so.
All the others, it was like you said, it was just kind of didn't work right. The old man loved him.
Loved it.
So Dok-soo is mixed up with criminals doing criminal things. Gihan goes and asks his ex for money. She doesn't give it to him, but her new husband does if he promises to leave them alone, that being Gihan. So what does he do? Gives him a knuckle sandwich.
He should. This guy's a cuck. As soon as I saw this scene, I was like, he's a cuck. Give him the cuck sandwich.
He's not a cuck. He's
Yes,
completely
he is.
right. He's completely right. Think about...
This guy stinks.
Think about... this guy. Think about this poor guy that got decked in the face in the rain. All right. All he's doing is working
Here.
a tough job. He doesn't like his job, but he does it for his family, and he can't wait to come home and be with his family. And he found the love of his life, and unfortunately, she was messing around with just her first crush, tale as old as time. And now he's trying to be a good stepdad to his father. And you got this little rat coming around and looking for money.
No, I will agree. He was doing the right thing, but you got to toughen up, dude. Go to those 5 a.m. workouts before work. Get a little bit toughier because you could tell from the beginning, Jihan, he's not even that like a tough guy, and he made this guy look like a little.
Well,
bitch.
you sucker punched him.
I don't
You
call
would
it a
respect that
sucker
because
punch.
you would love to sucker punch people.
I don't know if it was necessarily a sucker punch.
Exactly, because you can't call it a sucker punch if I'm handing you thousands of dollars. This is me handing you thousands of dollars. You punched me in my mouth.
It was disrespectful, and it was a little disrespectful handing the money like that to him. He was trying to make him look. He was doing the right thing, but he was also making him look like a bitch. And sometimes you need to give that person a knuckle sandwich.
There was no one around. There was no one to see him look like a bitch.
Yeah, well, he was making him look like a bitch to himself.
He was saving his mother.
No, it's disrespectful.
Spoiler alert: Gion does not take the money. His mom dies. She literally dies.
I know, but
an apartment.
But did the guy get the knuckle sandwich?
She is a corpse rotting in the apartment,
Dude, it was tough because
laying where she just ate, which is to say the ground. And no, there was no bed. There's no cot.
I will say it was tough. If I was in Jihan's position, I would have knuckle sandwiched him too. And it not even because the guy's doing the wrong thing. It's because he's down so badly that it made him feel like a piece of dirt, him doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. All right, moving on.
Dude, okay, here, I'll put it in different terms. You're literally taking $1,000 from a guy that porks your ex-wife every night.
Right.
And that feels sorry for you. That is such a cuck move.
I am not saying it wouldn't be hard, but
I would not be hard taking that
But
money.
they were moving to America either way, and I would have wanted to save my mother. But instead, he decides to go back to the game where they play Child's Game and people get slaughtered. So
some things are bigger than saving lives.
Ronnie's note is sometimes swallow your pride, maybe.
Well, there's no way in hell I'd swallow my pride there.
Let's just say Chaz took the same option as Gihan. Let's see how it works out for him. Moving on. He returns to the game, but not before he runs into Junho, who tells and Gihan tells Junho that he was talking crazy about the game, leaves, because at this point he's going back, so he doesn't need him to, bust in now. But Junho tells him and goes to the game himself, along with basically everyone else.
What was it? 200 and...
Everyone came
270 out of 296, I think.
Everyone came back except for 14 people.
14, okay.
There was 201, 187 came back.
Okay.
In episode 3, The Man with the Umbrella, Junho kills a dude to get his uniform, and we see all the others, they're gassed out, get dragged, get changed, except for your girl, Sabyok. She pulled a fast one, pickpockets a knife, back and forth, good move, good clean moves. I'm a bit of a pickpocketer myself.
No, you're not.
Yeah, and there was some good form. The key is a light hand, light drop. Distraction, all a part of the, eye of illusion, sleight of hand.
How crazy is it that some people actually do that and get away with it?
It's crazy.
No way in hell I would be able to pickpocket somebody.
Yeah.
Like if you go to Italy,
Well,
or not Italy, what is it? There's some country that you go to that you're just like, you'll get pickpocketed easily.
I just think in Europe, like the trains in Europe, you gotta hold on to your goodies, folks.
Yeah.
Don't wear a watch.
There's no way.
Anyone who's wearing a watch nowadays, they deserve to get it. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
If somebody steals the watch off my wrist, that's just not happening. It's not happening.
That's what they do. They get all the watches. That's what they're going for. That watch, if you
think he can do this?
Mm-hmm. Hey, you take a stroll? Take a stroll.
You think he can do that? Did you see how hard it was for me to take that off?
Take a stroll. Watch some YouTube videos, dude. They will slip that watch off you so quick, it's not even funny. So quick. And guess what? Then when you get a text, you'll have to look at your phone instead of your wrist, even though you already look at your phone.
I would literally slit somebody's throat if they took my watch.
They're gone like the wind. You wouldn't find them.
I gotta see some of these videos. That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Get pretty good at it, so you better watch out. So then we get everyone comes to the dream team forms. Nighttime comes, and this is where I have questions. Okay,
What? Nighttime?
Let
Yeah,
me-
that's what happens when the sun goes down.
We see Junho. Okay,
Okay.
him and the Squids. I like to call them the Squids.
Okay.
All their gang has to go to sleep too in their own little rooms. Okay, they are also watched on cameras. Therefore, what does that mean for the people watching them? Are they higher up? Do they get watched when they go to sleep? How many layers does this go?
That's a good question.
Did you think about that?
I didn't think about
I thought about it every time we saw them go to sleep and they were being watched. I was like, okay, are these people trusted more? Do they not get watched?
Maybe they are just trusted more.
And then that makes me think, who are the Squids? Are they forced to be there? Are they signing up? How do you recruit for a project like this?
I bet. What if they're all previous game players?
It's not possible. And the only reason I say that is because everyone dies. So you get one a year. And there's
one a year, but they've been doing it since the 80s.
Yeah, but
There's more than like 30 of them.
And think about how... I would say the majority of them come out of this thing like Gihan. I don't think most of them are like, well, I can't wait to sign up for...
Well, if you think about it too, if they didn't come out like Gihan and they actually wanted to spend their money, why would they stay at that place?
Right.
And go back to those games every year or whatever.
And we saw him for a full year. It's not like they pressured him to be like, oh, come back and be a Squid.
Now I bet the front man though is treated very well for doing that.
I bet so too, because I mean, the old man, he seems like he takes care of his employees. As
Yeah.
big of a scumbag as he is, he's got money. He's probably taking care of them. We see the digs the front man has, so not a bad apartment. Saibyok and and then the worst character, Minoi, whatever her name is. She's the worst, right?
Doodle Bob? Her name is literally a Doodle Bob name.
Dude,
No way. No way.
I
did
have
not-
readied this video because I cannot say her name every time, so I will let Doodle Bob do the job.
Dude, we did not talk about this.
We
at
did
all.
not plan that. I can't believe you did it. Now people aren't going to believe us. I had this video. I told you I had a surprise audio clip. SpongeBob Chronicles coming soon. So Saibyok and go to the bathroom. She is my least favorite character, worst actor by far.
I don't think she's that bad.
She's a very bad actor.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't think she's that bad. I think she's eccentric.
Okay. Lamest thing you said all night. Anyway, she goes in there for a filthy Siggy. Kind of funny, I got called out for the piggy bank. I autocorrected or I typed something wrong. Autocorrected to filthy piggy.
Filthy piggy. Well, she's that too, yeah. I would not touch her with a half a foot pole.
While she's puffing, Saibyok is actually getting some shit done. She climbs to the vents and sees some sugar being melted, which really just opens up her eyes to what we got going on here.
You know what I thought when I saw that?
Big time intel.
You know what I thought?
Yeah, what?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. And I think that's what she thought too. I don't think she learned anything.
I was like, you know what they're doing? They are poisoning the sugar supply. That's what I thought. I was like, they're feeding them something and they're all gonna die. I was
Yeah.
like, this is insane. When it was nothing like that at all.
Right. Do you know you ever melted sugar?
I've not.
All right. I don't know why I asked that question.
Have you?
Yeah, I've melted some sugar in my time.
Just like for fun, or?
If you're making a nice caramel, you gotta melt the sugar, all right? And don't stir it. Look at me. Don't stir it.
Oh, trust me, I wasn't thinking about it.
All right.
What if you put it in a blender?
Dude, don't... Okay. Not even taking the time of day to address that silly thing. So it's around this time we start seeing the doctor and the fact that he gets some sort of special treatment, okay? Because breakfast this morning is some milk and a breakfast croissant. He's got a little note in his croissant, okay?
Good thing you didn't eat that. We don't know what type of ink that...
We go to the honeycomb game, and the dream team, they split up, All right, we got a kids' playground set. What'd you think of this set?
I liked it. It's bringing back the childhood memories.
Big slide. I want to ride that slide.
Now, here's the thing. Did they use the proper tools that were given to them from the beginning? No. There was only like one dude on top of that slide. There should have been multiple people on the slide. Why did multiple people not?
I see what you're saying, yeah.
There should have been more playing.
And I'll say this. If I win, if I successfully get my honeycomb out, if you think I'm walking out of that room before I go up and slide, because I can understand in the beginning, it's a little bit of a tense situation, okay? You're probably a little nervous. But once you get that relief, that adrenaline calmed down, I'm riding the slide, okay?
Yes. And, head first, too.
Now, at this time, after I won, would there be a bloody guy who had slid down it and left a mark? Yes, okay. Would I still ride the slide? Yes.
Well, you know why, too? It would make you slidier. It wouldn't hurt. You know how sometimes when it gets too warm, when you slide down the slide, it burns your skin?
Not those steel slides.
Yes.
Those are outlawed. Someone find me a steel slide that's being put up in parks today. Maybe there's still some out there.
No. I'm saying I remember going to one when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah.
In downtown, the city that we're in. Dude, it was awful. I remember hating it. I was like, maybe if I could just make all of my skin clothing. That's what I used to think.
All your skin clothes, yeah. Because if you're wearing some short shorts, which I do, Daddy's got to let them calves pop. You slide down and you get caught on that thing, there will be blood, all right? People are going to start calling me Daniel Day-Lewis because there will be blood.
But then, here's the
Speaking
thing,
of
if
films,
there's blood, you slide down better.
You do. So once you get bloodied up, you got to go again.
Exactly.
All right. I can hear the sound right now. Can you hear the sound?
Yeah. It's not a good sound.
And all right, let's talk about this tonguing. What you got a moist mouth?
Mm-hmm. Right now, yeah.
Could you do this, you think?
No. Not in this situation. Whenever I get super nervous or something, I get a dry mouth.
Yeah.
So, in this situation, I obviously would be fucking losing my mind, so I would have the driest mouth there is.
I don't think I could do the honeycomb game unless I had like the circle.
Well, no, dude, no.
What?
The triangle. You go triangle. Sung-woo did it perfect. Now I will say this.
I'm not lucky enough to get I'm not smart enough to pick the triangle.
See, I am. I'm not. I remember when it happened.
I'm a circle man, all right? I see a circle, I go for it.
That's a tough one. I remember when it first happened, though, that the thing I picked, I just remember saying before anyone went anywhere, I was like, I'll get the star. I want the star.
I think, yeah. It's because we're stars.
For no reason. Just because I was a star. And my dumbass roommate, Kyle, we both said it at the same. I go, star, and he goes, umbrella. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, good pick.
You know what I said? Circle.
Circle.
I love a circle.
Wow. Travis, triangle?
Circle, triangle, star, or umbrella.
Triangle.
All right, and guess what they had to do?
What?
They melted down sugar, turned it into a honeycomb. I would describe it as it's just like very, like sort of graham crackerish, but not really.
Yeah.
It's just like sugary, and you had to, basically they give you like a pin needle.
Oh, that's the thing I've been seeing.
And you got to carve it out. Yeah. And so you picked a what?
Triangle.
So you'd have to carve out a triangle. Now, some people, they picked umbrella, which is a very tricky thing to get out of there. And that's what we call explaining the show to Travis, who is our very, very terrible
Producer
slash facilities maintenance man. I don't know why I couldn't remember that word.
Janitor?
Yeah. He came to fix the lights because he's an electrician and didn't bring the right tools. So now he's laying on the couch looking at his phone, waiting to play Guitar Hero.
I cannot wait to play for you guys.
Because someone got the Wii, finally.
Yep.
About time.
Wii.
When you're right, you're right. And I'm calling bullshit with the lighter thing. No way got away with that. There's no way she got away with it. Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro, she's sly with it.
Come on, seriously. How many people are in here? You think she could just go hide underneath the slide?
Yeah.
No one was like, oh, what's going on underneath the slide? They're literally like staring at these people.
I think so, because it doesn't matter about it doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter about the process. It just matters the end result.
And I don't know what you just said. Actually, I did, but I didn't like it. Because you know for a fact this lighter bullshit's not flying.
Okay. I knew I disagree. She's sly enough to do that, so I think she should get away with it.
Well, you know what? I'll hand you when we go to the Squid Games, I'll hand you a lighter, and then I'll watch you die. Okay. And guess what? Then I'm sliding over your dead body, buddy. All right?
I will say this, though. That's fucked up, by the way. I just realized what you said.
And when you said she, are you talking about...
Yeah, I'm talking about her. I'm 100% talking about...
1 second, my phone.
Okay,
locked.
yes, I'm 100% talking about...
Thank you.
I would probably fall into the sleeping with her category to...
Oh, gross. What? Gross. Dude, listen. You've had relations with a lot of trashy women, but if you ever just tell me that you had sexual relations with a woman named... I would just lose all respect for you. We would quit the podcast.
You're telling me you're all squidded out. You're all squidded out in the Squid Game.
Oh, I'm squidded.
You wouldn't have sexual relations with...
No.
Dude.
There's no way.
Dude. If I know I'm about to die and this lady is down for anything, because I'm pretty sure she did anal later on in the show. I'm pretty sure she did.
I mean, she looks like it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But I would let her do whatever she wanted.
I mean, her energy definitely seemed like she liked it in a can, but we will not talk about that here. So a guy breaks the umbrella, manages to steal a gun from a squid, and holds him hostage. He forces him to take off his mask. It's a kid.
Yeah, he's like, what, probably 19 years old?
He's a young lad, yet his whole life ahead of him. And when
I wonder how he got there.
Participant sees this, he shoots himself. Unfortunately, the kid's identity is revealed, so Frontman shoots him because that's what happens around here.
How do you think that kid got to that situation?
Well, let me finish this up. This is my last line. Junho upgrades from a circle mask to a square mask. He's moving up in the world. Into the episode. As far as how this kid got here, that's where I don't know. All right? Because when I saw this, I was like, oh, fuck, they're all kids. We see some stuff later that maybe suggests that that's not the case. But those guys also, I'm talking about the organ guys.
Yeah.
That guy was a little bit older that we see. But they might have, I don't know what their deal is really. So maybe it's just some kids, I don't know how they get here.
Love that backstory. I would love
But that kid was trained.
No,
he
was
knew,
trained.
like when he was taking off the mask, he knew he was going to die. I don't
Yeah.
think he was surprised. And he just looked him stone cold into his eyes. Kind of like I'm doing with you right now. In this lighting.
That lamp better chill out.
And so I think that's a good stopping point for this first episode. So maybe this is what we do. We do 3 episodes at a time. Anything else you want to say about these first 3 episodes?
Love the old guy in the first episode.
Okay.
I mean, the jump stops, beautiful.
Trev, we've got a moment to shine. You got any topic you want to discuss real quick?
Any questions to ask us?
I want to know, all the lovely listeners out there, what their favorite guitar hero is.
All right, Travis wants everyone to say what your favorite Guitar Hero is, because we got the Wii back. We're going to play Guitar Hero right now.
My personal favorite is Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. Slash is on the cover.
Video coming soon. I've been Ronnie.
I've been chatty.
Our maintenance man Travis is laying here with his belly button out. Peace.
Peace.